Good morning, everyone. It's Carrie from wildflowerartbycarrie.com, and it is Saturday, June 29th, almost at the end of June. Hard to believe this year is flying by, and I wanted to do a little garden tour this morning and show you what's going on in the garden. What we have here is a hibiscus that is blooming. And this hibiscus does really well in our area. It can handle hot temperatures and dry conditions, and I've had it for a couple years now. It's getting bigger, and you can see it's full of buds, which will be opening up to all these beautiful blooms here. And I do use these in my artwork. I dry those and in silica gel, and I put them in my shadow boxes. I think I have one for sale actually that has one in it. And actually the pink kind of turns a purple color once it dries, but it's still really pretty. So I just wanted to take a little walk around this morning and show you what's going on. It's a beautiful morning. It's nice and cloudy. Cooler temps today. I think our monsoon season is finally starting to get here in New Mexico. We look forward to that every summer, and getting cloudy skies in the afternoon or in the morning and showers. So I'm happy that it's finally here, and got some little cosmos opening up. And yes, that's my shade cloth. That shade cloth was for those hot temperatures that we had, and I have all these baby cosmos in front of the hibiscus that are coming up, and so I was tenting those to shade them. So I just leave it there just in case we get some more really hot sunny days that are above 95. But the garden's doing really well. It is at its peak as far as the growth of everything. Everything has come in now and is blooming, and you know, the full size of everything. It's all kind of here now and kind of looks jungly. So I try to keep everything trimmed and neat. But my zinnias that I planted, they're coming up. I had more planted, but I had a little squirrel that was going around eating them. Finally caught him in a have-a-heart trap and relocated him out to the mesa. And he can go nibble on things out there instead of in my garden. But yeah, everything is coming along. And things are going by, things are starting to bloom, and that's just, you know, the cycle of having all kinds of different types of annuals and perennials in the garden. Right now it's the hollyhocks, and my cone flowers are coming in, but the hollyhocks are starting to go out. And you know, I love the hollyhocks, but they get to a point where, I'll pan over here, that they start to bug me. Because they start doing this. We've had lots of winds and things like that, and so they just fall over because they're so top heavy, because they bloom from the bottom, and then the rest of the blooms go all the way up to the top of the stem, and so they get very top heavy. And then all these little buttons that you see here where the blooms were, and they're full of hundreds of seeds. Each button's got, like, I don't know how many seeds are in there. And so that weighs them down as well. So I'm going to let them go a few more days. The pollinators have been on these blooms, so I don't want to cut them just yet. And so I'll just put up with the way they look for now. And you know, the little bees, they go in and they're doing their thing. So like there's one right there. He's kind of buzzing around. But yeah, I kind of let them do their thing, and then they'll get chopped down and out of here, and I'll save some of the seeds and spread them around for next year. But I have some cosmos coming up there that reseeded from last year. And then my zinnias, I posted a picture this morning of them on my social media, and they're all blooming. And I've been really diligent with the neem oil, given these buds, like here, a shot of them like every 2 weeks. I sprayed again last night because last year I was having issues with budworms, those moths, those brown moths that come in and they lay their eggs, and the little worm will go ahead and just dig a little hole right into the bud and then start eating the inside out. And then when your flower blooms, it's distorted. And actually, it looks like, I don't know, you'll start seeing like your petals, they don't open up right. Kind of like this one is missing some petals, and that one too. So there might be a budworm in there. And then you'll start seeing like black stuff coming out the side, little granules, and that's the worm poop. Like this one here is kind of missing a petal and stuff. So I'll have to keep a close eye. But this one opened up really nice, and some of these did too. So, but anyway, I learned my lesson last year, and so what I did was I picked them all and I threw them in the trash because I was like, oh, these are full of worms. I'm like, why aren't these opening up right? And I did the same thing to my sunflowers. So we have some red gladiolus here. In fact, I have my first sunflower of the season. Let me take a look here. I don't know if you guys can hear that quail talking. I love the quail. Let me see. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? I just love sunflowers. Let me fix these petals. And so I actually sprayed the neem oil on these buds as well, because those worms will get in there and just make a mess of the sunflowers, and they don't open up and they're not as pretty. So anyway, I have a few more, probably another week or so with these beautiful hollyhocks, and then they're going to be going by, and I'm going to be cutting them down and getting them out of here until next year. Some of them will continue to put out another bloom spike. Oh, we got the quail. Let me show you the quail. I don't know if you can see them over there. There's a little pair over there walking. Yeah, so they'll put out a second bloom spike, and sometimes you'll get that later in the season. So we'll see what happens if they do that or not. The catmint is still hanging in there. It's kind of big and monstrous now. I'll have to cut some of that back. The bees are still all over it. And then the catnip is in bloom now, and the bees love this. They get on these. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. They get on these purple flowers. It doesn't want to focus. And they just love the catnip. So that'll be the next thing that the bees will be on, along with their catnip. They love their catnip as well. So, but we'll come over here. I'll do one more shot of this little sunflower because he's happy and looking all nice and proud. So I love sunflowers. They're just a pretty little flower to have in your garden. An update on Mama Dove. She moved nests a few weeks ago, and she moved over to my trumpet vine in my south garden. And then we got all kinds of bad winds, and her nest area there got exposed, and then she left that nest. So she is with a mate. I did see her with a mate, so I think they've moved on. And I'm glad, because I don't want any attacks. We have ravens here that will attack. They did last year. They attacked a dove nest, and it was so sad to see them do that. And so I don't want to see that again. I won't get into the details, but it wasn't pretty. So, but I have over here my potted geraniums. Got some zinnias coming in that urn. Dahlias that are kind of going by a little bit. And my chamomile that I pick and make tea. And on the side I got more geraniums, some stock flower. And here's a zinnia that looks like maybe a budworm is in there because it's not opening right. So I'll have to maybe just snip them flowers off and chuck them, and be diligent with my neem oil. So the morning glories are looking beautiful. And I have a sunflower. This is I call it my sunflower tower. And you can see I have a big sunflower there in a pot. I had one lady ask me about that coreopsis that you see there in the distance, the yellow in that pot, how hers blew over. She has hers in a pot and what she could plant with it. And I told her, I said, you could try hollyhocks or sunflowers. And she says, oh, you can plant them in a container? And I said, yeah. I said, I have sunflowers in the container, like this one here. And that stock would provide some stability for her coreopsis. I also have back over here, and I have cosmos in a container. They're pretty big and sturdy. And I do have, we come back over here, a hollyhock that seeded itself. Let's see, he's way in there. You can see him right there. His leaves are sticking out of that pot. So I have a hollyhock in there. So yeah, you can put anything in containers, and they'll come up and they'll grow the size that they need to grow in that container. And I have that walnut tree in a container. So, you know, eventually with annuals, sunflowers, you don't have to worry too much because they die off by fall and frost and things like that. But like my tree here, I'm probably going to have to transplant that somewhere else, maybe into the ground. I'm not sure. We don't want to put trees down in our field because we don't want to obstruct our view. And this is a Arizona walnut, and that thing gets massive. So I may give it away to someone if they want it. We'll see. If it starts to stress in that pot, then I think it'll be time to find it a new home. But anyway, yeah, this coreopsis, it took a beating. We had some winds this week with some storms. So it'll be ready to cut back here soon. You can see some of it. The branches broke on it, and I did put some little bamboo stakes in it to hold it up, but it's doing okay now. And then over here we have the red vincas coming in. And I have another flush of the red hot pokers coming up. And I have some coneflower, vincas, coreopsis. I planted some nasturtiums in here. So this is where those big coreopsis were earlier this spring. And there's a different type of coreopsis, kind of like the black and yellow ones. These are more of a red burgundy with white. So these are kind of empty beds right now. They have sunflowers in them and other little things, so I'm hoping they all come up here soon. And then we'll take a look over here. And then these pots here, both these are full of zinnias and sunflowers, vincas, cosmos. So those will be pretty when they bloom later this year, summer season. Then over here we get the trumpet vine. This is the trumpet vine that Mama Dove went to lay in, but all the winds kind of exposed her, so she moved on. And I got another big sunflower here. Look how pretty these are. And the beneficial hornets, these guys are my friends. They don't ever go after me, but they eat a lot of aphids and stuff. So, and he's going in that flower there. He just went in, and they, no, I think that was a bee. Yeah, that was a bee. Anyway, the hornets are I've seen them eat aphids. I've had aphids on my sunflowers, and they're crawling all over them, eating them, so they're beneficial. I don't look at them as a threat. When I'm watering, they never come after me. So I think they say bees and insects, things like that, they get to know gardeners and stuff, and I wear the same hat and outfit when I'm in my garden. I have my gardening clothes I wear. So they're friends, and I enjoy them, and I enjoy my lizards and my birdies, and I talk to them all, and we all have a good relationship. They take care of my garden, and I take care of them by giving them the garden. So some more sunflowers coming up in my other trumpet vine. This is the south garden, and I did post a view. I posted this view last week, and I did get my obelisk in finally. It was laying on the ground over there. So finally I had time to put that in. And I got morning glory growing on that. Let's take a look at that real quick. And it's starting real slow. It's a small plant, but it'll make its way. So, and a crepe myrtle that's starting to bloom. So, and then my Vego Garden's doing really good. I have my broccoli in there, my zucchini. We've gotten quite a few zucchini. I've been picking the broccoli off as it grows, and I have my tomatoes, and I have my lettuces and kale and stuff under the shade cloth. So everything's coming along and doing well. And the wisteria is filling back out after the big chop I gave it. And so I will have to cut those tendrils, but it's doing good, looking happy. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. And again, I am having the giveaway for a $25 coupon code ends on the 30th. I'll be drawing a winner on the 1st, so there's a couple days left if you want to make a purchase to be entered. Just visit my website, wildflowerartbycarrie.com. And we look forward to seeing you all soon in another garden update in a little while. So take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.